Hello and welcome to another LCT showcase. I'm Philipp Hartenfeller, LCT developer, and today I want to show you how you can use worksheet variables to differentiate your inputs in your test cases. So let's dive in. So I'm gonna test the customer application. It's a sample application from Apex, and we have this partner section here, and we can go ahead and here enter a new partner created, and we want to do that and then make sure that it's actually created and exists in this report. So for that I'm gonna go to LCT, gonna add a new worksheet. So customers add partner, I'm gonna call the worksheet. The app ID is 122. Yes, customers, and create. I'm gonna go into the worksheet and create a new case, and because this is a formula here, we can quickly add a case via wizard, add partner, and we're gonna use the template full form. So test on page is 107. So this is the form page. So this one here is 107, but as this is a model dialog, we have to call it from this page, and this is 115. So we're gonna check this box here, and here we go to 115 partners. We're gonna click this create partner button here. So it's the right button, and we need to select click to open the model. And yes, we also need a login, and username is LCT user. Gonna fill that field, and password is test your apps. Fill field, click login. Great. So now we get a list of items that are on the form, not only input items but also the buttons. And what we need to do is I want to input a name, fill the field. I want to also input a description, fill field is the action again, and website I'm going to skip, it's not required. And in the end we need to create that entry. Select click. So now we filled our form and we get a list of many steps. So we're not done yet, so we entered the form, but we still want to check if it's actually appearing in this report here. So first off, let's go back. We need to switch context again. So we initiated a modal dialog here, and if we click create, it's gonna close itself, and then we need to switch back the context from the modal dialog to the parent page. So I'm gonna back to parent page. That's what we have to do, unfortunately, because model dialogs work with iframes. So a document in a document. And so now we expect the page to be this one. So let's make sure we are actually here. So maybe just add an assertion on this H1 here, and check if it really says partners. So we can make sure we are actually on the right page. So for that we have assertions, has text, check if header is partners. Gonna enter a custom selector for this one, H1, add the class we copied from here, and we're gonna check the text here. Partners. Yeah, this works for me. And great. So now we are sure we are on this page. It's really big, this tools. Let's filter this report. So we have Don Corleone here. Let's filter the report and make sure that we get an entry for the same input. And for that we need to add another step. And for that I'm gonna use fill field as a helper to fill the search field. So enter search phrase. Again, I'm using a custom selector, and we want to enter the same as the name we put there. And for now, we need to get this input ID. In the future, we may want to add an additional step for this, so you don't have to put the ID manually, so it's more convenient. But for now, we're gonna use a custom selector and create it. Great. And we still need to click this go button. Luckily, this also has an ID. Just copy that and add step. Again, first need to remove the first filter. Oh no, yeah, now I'm on full field again. I need to go to click here and click go on report search and enter custom selector again. It's an ID. And now we're gonna check this click triggers network request or navigation, because if I actually click go here, it fetches data from the server, so it needs some time. So it's good to wait till that network request is done, and we are good to go then. So create, and I'm gonna add another step. Now I'm gonna go and take do a screenshot, because it's nice for us to see what actually resulted in this query. So let's go ahead and screenshot the report and report result. And it's also, as we only want to have the result of the report, not the whole page, we can specify that with this option here, capture specific region. And here we're gonna go ahead to our page. This is the 115 partners page, and we're gonna select the interactive report region here. So to make sure we find our result also, we can, so the screenshot is for us to see if it works, but we want to also do a test that can return a result. Or it could fail if there was something wrong with creating the user and it actually didn't exist. So what we can do now is to make sure to check for this pagination result here, because it says how many rows are returned, and if we exactly search for our input here, we're gonna get a 1 of 1, because it's one page and one result. And we're gonna check for that too. So let's copy the class. Now I'm going to go here. And again, I'm gonna use assertion has text and enter a custom selector. So it's this, but I think it's good to also include the ID of the report. So that's here, products ER. So we can, if in the future there's another interactive report, we get the right one still. And we want to check this text, so expected value, and has text has, I would call it check one result, one row found. Great, if I made no errors, we can now execute this worksheet and see if it works. Chromium, execute immediately, and it's gonna start test execution. And gonna log in, fills the form, and oh no, I made an error, I guess. So let's see what that error is. Haha. So I had already for testing purposes, I also created Don Corleone and I didn't delete it. So we now get a unique constraint error. Totally makes sense. in the future we may do another video where we show you how you can clean up data before test execution. This would make a lot of sense in this case, but for now, just manually delete it, and I'm gonna start the test again and see the result, see if it works now. So again, do the login, fill the username, password, and yeah, this was fast. Status is good, and we can see here, this is our screenshot we created from the report. We get our one and only Don Corleone, and the test succeeds. Great. So let's first off delete our data again, and we want to add variables now to not only create maybe Don Corleone but also other persons or other partners. And for that we're going to go back to the worksheet, and you can see on the top here this worksheet variables button, and here we can add first variables. So let's call the first one the name of the partner, and add another one, let's call it description. Description of partner. And so we created these two variables, and now we can really assign values to them by creating a set. So first set is again Don Corleone, and name Don Corleone, and description is the movie. Save. And now I'm gonna add some few more and fast forward. So I created a few more records, and we can now reference these variables in our test case by going to the fill field steps. Here we have the old static value. If we click this question mark here, we also get this help with how to reference variables. We need to put them into these two curly braces. So this, and we now need to change this to our variable name, and this is, first one is the name of the partner, and second is the description, so we call it descript. Yes, and we also need to change this for the search phrase, because we also search for it. And now we change this all, and if you go to run worksheet, we also get this option here to select a variable set. So for example, we can go for the dude and start the test, and if we go to the app now, we can see that the dude from Big Lebowski was added to, and also if we run again and don't select anything, it just grabs a random set from our variable collection. So let's see what he takes this time, and Tyler Durden von Fight Club. And this was it. This is how you use variables. It's also important to notice that this should not be used for things like credentials, because the purpose of this feature is to really go through different kind of inputs. And so for example, you can also test for characters, UTF-8 characters that are not native to your language, so Cyrillic characters, for example, emojis maybe, and longer, shorter inputs. If you put credentials in there, it's not really going with a random nature, so your credentials need to be static or you don't want them to be randomly picked. So please don't put credentials here. And that's it for this showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for new videos and thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.